Hi everyone, welcome to our Monday TNT, a brand new working week, and today we'll be speaking, amongst many other things, the government trying to put in place a pre-coup coup, a way of perhaps limiting the general's opportunity to stage a coup in Thailand. Don't think this has sort of ever been done officially before, but it's a story that we'll have a look at a little bit later. But we are starting with this story from Hua Hin, and this is a sort of situation that happens all over the place at this time of the year as it gets very hot and the water starts to run out. And starting with HuaHinToday.com, drought forces Hua Hin to reduce water supply during peak hours, and the municipalities announced drastic new measures in response to the severe drought crisis affecting the region. And they're saying that from April the 19th, well, that was back on Friday, that residents will be experiencing reduced water pressure. Water levels in the Kangkrachan and Pramburi dams have dropped significantly, they say. And reduced water pressure will occur from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And during these times, households may notice weak water flow or potentially no water flow at all. Usually these water restrictions just push people into using water at different times, or even worse for the water supply, filling up large tanks just in case. And one Hua Hin Today reader who lives near the Hua Hin airport claimed water had not been flowing to their property since early April. Officials say the problem is the result of little rainfall during the previous rainy season. So a lot of the municipalities around Thailand try to get their dams full by November, December every year to get them through the following hot season. But of course the rain doesn't universally fall exactly where the dams are, and that situation is never quite as black and white as people would like. So it looks like Hua Hin, and I think we noted last week PP Islands, were also suffering from a water shortage. Pretty sure we're going to hear more about these water shortages over the next week or so, until maybe that rain starts for this year. Leads us to this story from thestar.com.my. Thai capital Bangkok and other localities forecast to face extreme heat in the coming week. According to the TMD, 15 provinces and cities, including the capital Bangkok, will be affected by red level or highly dangerous heat index. Headaches, constipation and muscle cramps are the top 3 illnesses people in Thailand suffer from during summer. Now, even though I'm fairly aware of heat stroke, I certainly have been suffering, well, at least mild heat stroke, even though I've been drinking plenty of water, trying to find a cool spot during the middle of the day. I mean, it's just been stinking hot. We go to this article in Thai PBS World. Headache tops list of symptoms in hot season from the Department of Health. And the TMD says that between April the 18th and the 27th, where we're somewhere in the middle of that at the moment, the heat index will reach red levels in Phetchaburi, Prachuap Khiri Khan, Chonburi, Samut Prakan, Chanthaburi, Trat, Surin, Nakhon Si Thammarat, Phuket, Suratani, Krabi, Phang-nga, Yala, Naritawat and Bangkok. Now, a lot of you are in some of those provinces. Now, the most common symptoms reported are headache, constipation and leg, arm and stomach cramps. Yeah, so mild headaches, a general feeling of listlessness for me. Looks like we've got some more heat on the way for at least this week, which takes us, I suppose, to the other problem we're having at this time of the year in many provinces, especially in central and northern regions, and that's the air quality. Let's go to this story from Calsot English. It's an opinion piece that says clean air is a basic right. But what is PM SETA doing to tackle PM 2.5 in Chiang Mai and beyond? And the piece written by Prawit Rojanapruk. And just this paragraph I thought I'd read out. We have seen little or no progress on how the government is dealing with major Thai agro-business to discourage or penalise them and their contract farmers from being part of the problem, not just inside Thailand, but in neighbouring countries as well. There's no breakthrough in talking with Thailand's neighbours as to what can be done to lessen forest fires and fires caused by the burning of agricultural wastes. Noting that a lot of these wildfires and the forest fires are initially started by these farmers burning off waste, and the situation Well, getting out of control. Let's check the map. We go to iqair.com. Once again, a big circle around the north of Thailand there. A few purple areas, plenty of red. I think Chiang Mai about number 6 this morning. I'm tipping it'll be up to number 3 or 2 by the middle of today as one of the worst affected cities in the world with air pollution. And just before we move on, a couple of things. Firstly, acknowledging our sponsor, 5-Star Marine, 5starmarinephuket.com. It's been a couple of spectacular months taking people out onto Phangar Bay. And if you'd like to do so, it's time to make a booking because they can get very heavily booked. And you can do that by going to 5starmarinephuket.com. Another thing I wanted to mention was this Thursday. I think I said on Grumpy Old Men it was Wednesday, but it is Thursday, ANZAC Day. I know a lot of people don't either know or don't care about ANZAC Day. For a lot of New Zealanders and Australians, it's the most solemn day of the year. And an event that I'm going to, I'd just like to promote. Dear veterans and friends, the Phuket Veterans would like to invite you to our ANZAC Day memorial service to be held at Kamala Beach. On this day, Australians and New Zealanders come together to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice during World War I. And it's going to be at Kamala Beach, facing the Kamala police station at 5:30 a.m. I mean, these are dawn services, so that's why it's being held so early. And the dress is smart casual or a uniform if you're a soldier. And thanks to Wayne Scanlon, who sent me that. I was a bit disappointed when the Australian Consul General decided not to host the ANZAC Day dawn services, but I believe the Consul General will be there on Thursday. Look forward to seeing her. And if you do have a dawn service being hosted somewhere around Thailand, please send me the details at timnewtontoday@gmail.com. I'll be happy to pass them on for you. That takes us to this story. BangkokPost.com anti-coup safeguard may become law. And the Defence Council has green-lighted, or is that greenlit, a proposal authorising the Prime Minister to suspend top officers suspected of plotting a military coup. And this according to the Defence Vice Minister. The Council approved a proposal to amend 2 laws governing the administrative functions of the Defence Ministry and the Military Court Charter. It also specifies new criteria for promoting generals. And the coup prevention proposal's been mooted for some time by civic groups and the ruling Pheu Thai party. Remembering that there are 2 Shinawats that have been ousted by military coups under Thairak Thai and under Pheu Thai, so hardly surprising to see this surface. And the proposed coup prevention amendments will now be tabled before Cabinet before being submitted to Parliament for deliberation. I'm pretty sure that legislation would get through the lower house. Wouldn't get through the Senate at the moment, but remembering the current senators have to stand down in May this year, a new Senate, a fully elected Senate, will be in place by July. I think they'd be looking at this legislation more favourably than the current Senate. Now, a few foreigners behaving badly stories. This first one from nationthailand.com. Condo owner fumes after foreign tenant flees, leaving garbage-filled room. Would the same story have made headlines if it was a foreign-owned condo and a Thai person had left a mess? Maybe not. And the woman posted 15 photos on her Gig Minim TikTok account 2 days ago, showing a pile of garbage on the furniture, sofa, dining tables, kitchen shelves and bed, as well as the toilet and on the balcony, basically everywhere. The Thai woman said the French tenant had not paid rent for 2 months. This is in Thong Lo, by the way, which is a pretty upscale part of Bangkok. So she came to check, and when she opened the door, she found the room looking like a war zone. To a query on whether she'd traced the whereabouts of the tenant, the woman replied that the Frenchman had left the country. Mystified as to how people could actually live like that. But another one of these stories appearing over the weekend, this one reported in Phuket Andaman News. And it's not so much the news that surprised me, but it was the way it was reported. Let's check it out. And it says that foreign tourists are doing outdoor activities. They don't care about anyone. Villagers went fishing to take photos. The incident happened around Kod Hin Hat. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but a couple of foreigners having, well, an intimate time caught on camera by some fishermen, but it was the way that was reported that I thought was worth a mention this morning. Let's go to nationthailand.com. SETA eyes the world's tallest building in Thailand after talks with Arabs. Now, Thailand's never been particularly big with these tall buildings. Have a think about which is Thailand's tallest building. I know the one you're thinking of, and you're probably wrong. Let's go to the story. SETA, who's also the finance minister, highlighted the MR Group's cutting-edge construction technology, exemplified by their success in building the Burj Khalifa, the current tallest building in Dubai. And he praised the group's innovative non-concrete construction. And the Burj Khalifa in Dubai stands at a towering 829.8 metres. The tallest building in Thailand is the 70-storey Magnolia's waterfront resident Icon Siam, and that stands at a mere 318 metres. Now, I'm pretty sure you were thinking of the King Power Mahanakhon building. That's the one that looks like Lego gone wrong. But it, according to this Wikipedia page, stands at only 314 metres. I imagine that's probably near the Icon Siam shopping centre on the west bank of the Chao Phraya. Now, next story now. Thai PBS World reports COVID-19 surges during Songkran festival. Now, I mentioned last week that, I caught COVID. I tested positive, but I didn't go to hospital, so I'm probably not included in these numbers, but 1,004 people were admitted for treatment of COVID-19 infections between April the 14th and the 20th, according to the DDC. 292 are suffering from lung infections, 101 required ventilators to help with their breathing, 3 have died. And Dr Tongchai said that the surge in COVID cases during the Songkran festival was not unexpected. Most of the cases found in and around Bangkok and in tourist provinces, and just importantly down there, the seriousness of the disease has not increased. So, not wanting to cause any alarm, but COVID is still around and just something we're going to have to cope with these days. Now going to nationthailand.com. As fighting intensifies in Myanmar, over 3,000 people given shelter in Tak. And fighting has continued on the Myawaddy side, with reports of bullets from the Myanmar side hitting Thai houses along the border, but there's been no casualties. And a statement from the Thai-Myanmar Border Command Centre said there were continuous clashes between the Myanmar military and ethnic armed groups. Additionally, drones and unidentified Myanmar military aircraft dropped bombs in the area near the Second Friendship Bridge. So despite Myawaddy being taken by the rebels last week, it looks like the fighting is continuing. It's a very important strategic town and something the Burmese army don't want to give up. Finishing with a happier story today, reported on the Khalsod English Facebook page, Sawang Chanpram, a 104-year-old senior runner from Rayong province, finished the men's 100-metre run in, just under 33 seconds in the age group 100 years and over at the 6th National Senior Games. And they were being held in Ratchaburi province yesterday. Now, I can't see a lot of other runners in the over 100 category, so it looks like he might have had the course all to himself. But I would probably be struggling to do 100 metres in about 33 seconds, so congratulations to you, sir, Mr. Sawang Champran. Well done, and we look forward to your performances at next year's seniors events. And with that, I thank you very much for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with some of the things happening around Thailand. Let's do it all again tomorrow.